You grab your bag. You put on your shoes. And before you close the door, you look back one more time. She's sitting on the couch, or on the windowsill, or she's watching you from the hallway. And then you close the door. And you think, for a second, what is she actually doing right now? What's going on inside her while you're away? Today you'll get the answer, and it's more honest and more interesting than anything you imagined. There are 4 phases your cat goes through when you leave the apartment. And only one of them is what you're probably afraid of. Stay until the end, because the last phase explains why your cat is always at the door when you come back. Before we start, a question I want to ask you. Do you think your cat suffers when you're away? Most cat owners say, I don't know. I hope not. And that's exactly the right answer. Because the truth is, it depends on the cat. Not all cats react the same way. Not all cats experience the same thing when the door closes. But there's a pattern, and I'm going to show you that today. Phase 1, the observation phase. You grab the bag. You put on the shoes. You take the key. Your cat registers all of this. Not because she's sad, but because her brain recognizes patterns. Cats are masters of pattern recognition. This was vital for survival in the wild. If something that changes could be dangerous, it needs to be recognized. And the pattern human takes bag and leaves is one of the most stable patterns in her life. She recognizes it even before you know yourself that you're about to leave. Some cats react to your changed body language in the morning. The way you get up, the way you have breakfast, the way you move. Those are signals for her. Today is a leaving day. I'm staying alone. And in that moment, something begins in her. Not panic, not despair, something more subtle. An adjustment, a setting of her own rhythm to the coming aloneness. Imagine that for a moment. Your body prepares every morning for your absence without you knowing. And your cat does the same, in her way. She stores information about your pattern. She adapts. She anticipates. Not with fear, simply with the knowledge of how the world works. That's no small achievement for an animal that has no language. Phase 2, the first hour after your departure. This is the phase most cat owners worry about most. And in this phase, something does actually happen. Some cats vocalize briefly. They call, once, twice, 3 times. Not because they're desperate, but because they're testing, are you still there? It's like an echo check. Am I alone? When no answer comes, their nervous system registers. I'm alone. I can adjust to that. And then, adjustment. Not resignation. Adjustment. That's an important difference. A cat who adjusts actively chooses a new behavior. She finds herself a warm spot. She starts to sleep. She watches out the window. Her body lowers its activity. The cortisol level regulates. That's not indifference. That's a highly functional biological response to being alone. Phase 3, the waiting phase. Hey, raise something that might surprise you. Cats have no sense of time the way we do. For a cat, the hour you're away is not the same as an hour for you. They experience time through biological rhythms, hunger, light, sounds, not through the clock. That means, whether you're gone 4 hours or 8 hours matters less to her than you think. They don't consciously wait. They're in an in-between state. Rest, observation, occasional activity. And in that rest, something happens that you don't see. Your cat grooms herself. She sleeps in your spots. She sniffs your things. Not out of longing, not the way a human longs. But because your scent means safety. Because your scent says, here is where I belong. She's not looking for you, but she's surrounded by you. That's the difference between cats and dogs in this situation. Dogs wait actively. They stare at the door. They listen to every sound. Cats wait passively. They live their day, but they carry you with them. But somewhere in this stillness, there's an anchor point. You will return. They don't know that as a thought, but as bodily knowledge. Because you've always returned. Every day, again and again. And that pattern is deeply anchored in her. That's trust. That's security. That's the foundation you've built together. And now comes phase 4, the most interesting one. Phase 4, the return phase. The first minutes when you open the door. This is the moment that's talked about least. Some cats sit by the door. Some come out of sleep. Some don't react immediately at all. And all 3 variants are normal. But what's happening biologically in that moment? Your scent fills the room. Your voice fills the room. And her nervous system responds immediately. Oxytocin is released. Heart rate regulates. Patterns confirm. The human is back. The world is complete. That's no drama. That's not dramatism. It's a quiet, physical joy at the return of someone who matters. And when she then slowly comes to you, briefly rubs against your legs, and moves on, then that's not indifference. That's confirmation. I knew you'd come back. You've come back. Everything's okay. Now I want to tell you something else I consider important. There are cats that genuinely suffer when their person leaves. That's called separation anxiety, in cats too. It's rarer than in dogs, but it exists. Signs of it: excessive vocalization after departure, excessive grooming, digestive problems. And if you observe these signs in your cat, that's a signal. A signal that something needs to change. More stimulation, more ritual, more security. But hey, raise something important. Even without separation anxiety, your cat deserves to know that you'll come back. Not as a given, but as a ritual. A brief word before you leave. A particular sound. A gesture that's always the same. Cats love predictability, and a farewell ritual tells her, I'm going. We'll be back. This is normal. That's the first step toward a relaxed separation. That sounds simple, and it is, but it works. For most cats, the bottom line is, they manage well alone. They have evolutionarily learned to tolerate being alone. They're not pack animals. They're solitary hunters. And that means they have resources within themselves that we often underestimate. Your cat is stronger and more adaptable than you think. And at the same time, she's vulnerable, and she needs you. Both are true. Both belong to her. And the next time you close the door and briefly look back, you now know she'll come through this time fine. And she's waiting, not with fear, with the quiet knowledge that you'll come back. That's the foundation you've laid, every day, through every return. And I want to tell you now something I consider the most beautiful thing in this video. Every return is a promise fulfilled. You promise her nothing explicitly, but you do it through action. Every day, through the door, back to her. And she learns, this human leaves, and this human comes back. Always, every day, without exception. And when a being has internalized that, it has trust. The deepest trust possible. I know who you are. I know what you do. I know that you come. That's more than many humans can manage for each other. And that's the quiet thing about this relationship. She doesn't demand that you always be there. She doesn't ask why you leave. She simply trusts. Every day, again and again. And you come back. Every day, again and again. That's one of the most reliable forms of relationship I know. Write us in the comments. Does your cat greet you when you come home? How does she show it? Loudly, quietly, or not at all? We read every comment. Because these small moments of return, they're actually big. Bigger than you might think, and more important than the cat will ever show.